Being a content creator is one of the most difficult things that you can do. You have a million things to work on. There's always more videos to shoot, podcasts to record, newsletters to write, and don't even get me started on editing. There's an infinite amount of things to do, and it can feel impossible to balance everything. And that's how I personally felt until I figured out the secrets that only a handful of creators in the world seem to know. But once I did, it changed everything for me. I went from working more than 60 hours a week, writing, ideating, being stuck in the content creation grind, to being able to travel all over the world and having enough time for my friends and family, all whilst working on my one-person business for around about 2 to 3 hours a day. So in this video, I'm going to be revealing what those secrets are so that you've got the framework and the advice so that you can get everything done. And it starts with understanding a couple of core principles that most people don't know about. So if you're watching this, you're probably someone who takes on a little bit too much work, and you're a bit of an overachiever. You're ambitious, hardworking, and you're trying to create a dream life for yourself while still being intentional about your health and relationships. And these things are really amazing traits to have, but sometimes they're more of a double-edged sword. Because let's be honest, there's always more things that you could be doing. You could be updating your website, creating more content, starting a new side project, and it's easy to get stuck in the trap of wanting to do more. It's about knowing what to say no to so that you've got the focus, the energy, and the time to say yes to the things that truly matter. So the solution is to be really intentional about where you spend your time. There's this great quote that I love: you can do anything, but you can't do everything. So something you can do right now is to take a pen and paper, pause this video, and write 25 things that you want to do. Could be anything from learning a new language, starting a new business, or creating a new YouTube channel. Once you do that, strike out 20 of the things that you could do without and concentrate on the 5 most important. Keep those 5 things constantly in view, on your phone, written on your whiteboard, because they're the things that really matter to you. It starts with knowing what you want to do, but you can break it down one layer further and write out the things that you really need to do to get you where you want to go. And then the night before, just write down the things that you need to get done the following day. It sounds corny and generic, but these are the things that are really going to get you to where you need to go. From there, you can break down the 3 to 5 tasks and put them into work blocks in your calendar. Put aside an hour for each thing, depending on how important or time consuming that task is in your day. And never tell yourself that you're bad at time management. If you admit to yourself that you can't manage your time, then it's really easy to fall into the trap of watching TV and not getting anything done. One of the scariest things to think about is to look back at when you were younger, when you had that drive and time to work on the things you want, but you squandered that time. Let's be honest, you probably won't remember most of the shows that you've watched, the video games that you've played, or the memes that you've looked at when you were doom scrolling. Just about every successful content creator or entrepreneur has a time management system that they use every single day, and it's way better to take advice from the pros. And I personally have been able to manage my time well, which is why some of my clients have got tens of thousands of subscribers. So all that stuff is great, but you're here on this video to learn about how you can apply this to content creation. When I'm actually creating all of my content, I like to block my time into 2 buckets of activities. The first bucket is for all my video content. I'll batch my time and only focus on bucket 1 for a few hours. Everything from ideation to filming and editing and everything in between. This is where the principles of time management and time blocking come into play. I make sure I don't get carried away spending hours looking at a blank page or trying to come up with things or getting distracted. This way I can get everything that I need to get created in one go. Bucket 2 is for all of my written content. All of this stuff is equally important, but naturally comes after all the video content I've created in bucket 1. Everything from writing captions, posting on Twitter, LinkedIn posts, writing newsletters, writing blogs, and even writing short form content scripts that I record at a later time. By separating these things into bucket, I can use different parts of my brain at different times and be really efficient with the whole process. But there's no way that you can do both of these things all in one day and not feel overwhelmed. So while blocking your time and batching things all together works really well, as a content creator, I can't realistically do all of these things manually by myself, which is where different software and tools that grab texts and transcripts from videos becomes super helpful. I use a tool that saves me about 50% of my time. The thing is, when AI first came out, realistically, the stuff that it was producing was really bad written content, and you couldn't really use that without being found out. But now it's advanced so much so that there are some tools that can actually create better written content than if you would do it yourself. And because it's transcribing my own words from my own video, then it sounds like me me instead of an AI robot. The main one I use is Magic, since it automatically does a lot of the tasks in Bucket 2 that usually take a ton of time. So this is how you do some of the things in Magic that will just get you some of your time back. So I've put in here a really basic video. This took, I think, about 5 minutes to load up into Magic. It was a very long video, but what it's already given me, first of all, it's given me a transcript of the entire video. So I can download this transcript, I can send it to whoever I need to send it to. It's already done a bit of the work that saved me a bit of time. But what's great is I can go into the content creation area and I've already got some ready-made prompts that will give me some great content. So first of all, you've got 5 to 10 conversation starters. If I had a Facebook group, then I could cut and paste those into there and I could get some feedback from the people in the group. But one of the things that I really like is I'm not great at creating titles for YouTube. So what this does is it just gives you already ready-made 10 that you can try out and see what you like. It's even got a preset prompt, so it's got things like YouTube keywords in there, a YouTube description, because I'm not great at writing those, so it gives you a ready-made one off the read transcript from the video. So that is a really good tool. And then one of the things that I absolutely hate doing that saves me tons of time is doing the timestamp in a video. Next up, and it already captures some clips for me. So it's already got some great quotes, some hooks, and the timestamps in that video. So if I really wanted to, I could click in, go into Magic Studio and find those bits and actually make them as YouTube content, as short form content for TikTok, for Instagram, whatever it is I wanted to use. Scroll down here. So in this prompt, it's already got preset an email newsletter that I can take, or you can modify it with your own variation. It's even got an outro, a call to action, and if you wanted to take some key topics or bullet points to circulate with the rest of your team, then it's already got a preset prompt in there to do that as well. So I, for one, hate writing threads, but what you can do here is you can take that video and have it convert the transcript from the YouTube video and turn it into tweets in a thread. There's even a prompt here for threads on Instagram. So I've already got all this great content that I can use to save some time on the bits that I don't really like doing. So guys, I hope this video was helpful and you saw what a busy small business owner, content creator actually does with his time, and how you can think like me and take some of these things so that you can do them for yourself. So if you want to try out that tool, Magic, and keep up with all the work that you need to do creating all of the content for different platforms, then head on over into the link in the description below and you can try it out for yourself. And if you're curious to see how one of the biggest content creators in the game actually manages his content, then click on over to this video here and see how Alex Hormozi does it. He shows a bunch of tactics and strategies that he uses that I really wish I knew before I started on my journey.